Welcome back, everyone that's needing their MMA fix, because it was yet another busy week of fights, so we've got a lot to cover in the world of regional indie MMA highlights. And it is all thanks to Caposa, who you have to be following on Twitter at Grabaka_Hitman for more highlights and everything MMA every single day. What is up? It's the casual, Lawton Veerkant, and this is Caposa's Corner. Kicking us off this week, we are going to AMC Fight Nights 102 in Russia. This is a co-main event middleweight fight between David Barkurayon, who has a 12-3 record and is on a 6-fight win streak, going against former M1 champ Vycheslav Vasilevskiy, who has an insane 35-8 record and actually fought in Bellator back in 2012. This one could go either way in my book, but just halfway through the first round and roll it.
Оба умеют выбрать как следует. Заболтался Слава. И забрасывает ударами Давид Баркударян. Целая серия сыпется сверху. Терпит. Вячеслав Василевский перекрывается. Все.
A left hook from hell that must have restarted his system, only to be followed by a flurry of punches from David, and the ref stops the fight. He climbs to 13-3, increases his streak to 7 in a row, gets a nice name added to his resume, and has this impressive highlight to look back on. Up next, we are going to Shlemenko Fighting Championship 1, still in Russia. Here, we have a featherweight matchup between Rustembek Nurzanov, who has a 7-3 record, taking on Alejandro Ostrov, who's sitting at a 7-2-1 record. And this is actually Alexander Shlemenko's new promotion, and most of the fighters featured are from his team. And just like normal, we are only a minute and a half into this fight, and here we go.
Присматриваются, видно, что обмениваются ударами. Хороший удар.
Head kick KO, my personal favorite, and Nurzanov did all that he could and had his guard ready to go, but it didn't matter with the force of Alexander's kick. What a fantastic finish, and he improves his record to 8-2-1, is now on a 3-fight win streak, and is someone we could see on a larger stage in the near future. Now we're going to visit our friends at Eagle Fighting Championship 37 in Kazakhstan. This is another co-main event between two featherweights. We've got Roman Avdahl sitting at a 15-8 record, taking on Zazulan Akimzan with a 6-2 record. Can you guess what round this happens in? Good job, the first. I don't know about you, but I personally would rather get hit in the face than take a perfectly timed liver kick like this one. What a beautiful front kick by Akimzan that absolutely cripples Roman, and this fight is over. I mean, look at this. He blocks the overhand right while throwing the kick, and he secures this win and improves his record to 7-2. Moving on, we are going to Mergen Fighting Championship 1, also in Kazakhstan, and this is a welterweight fight between Vladislav Salazkin in the blue shorts and Alisher Abdul Kamidov in the red shorts, both of which only have a 1-0 record. And would you look at that? We're within just the first minute of the fight, and here it is.
Vladislav Salazkin попадает точно! И добивание от бойца из Оренбурга!
Now, sadly, we don't have any more angles for this clip, but Vladislav lands this devastating knee, followed by a few too many ground and pounds, but the ref intervenes and this fight is over. He makes an impressive second pro fight and lands this beautiful knockout to his resume, and hopefully can get some more in the future. Heading over to Abu Dhabi, we have UAE Warriors 19 for one fight. This is a bantamweight fight between Mohamed Mesbahi, who only has a 1-0 record, going against Ali Talib, who's sitting at a 3-0 record. Finally, a fight that makes it to the second round.
Talib is like a pit bull, man. He's keep going forward. I just said, man, he's a beast.
Well, not very far into the second round, but there's not much you can do when this huge right hook from Talib lands as clean as this one does. Muhammad tried to gain his composure, but I don't think there was any coming back, as you can tell by his face. Talib secures another win and is now sitting at 4-0, and hopefully can keep this up so we can see him on a larger stage in the future. For our next event, we are going to UAE Warriors 20. Oh yeah, they had two full events this weekend. And it is time for Caposa's KO of the week. Here, we have a bantamweight fight between Victor Nunez, who has a 6-4 record, up against Azizbek Sadabaldiev, who's got a 16-7 record, and is on a 6-fight win streak. I've got a feeling he has my vote, and look, we made it to the 3rd round, and here we go.
People like in front of you. Human interaction.
Well, damn, that's why I don't bet on sports. Victor lands literally the hardest right hook I've ever seen and sends Azizbek lifeless into the canvas. Seriously, watch him bounce off the canvas after that hit. Now, just to note, he is okay and got up about 30 seconds later, which is impressive given the hit that he just took. But Victor improves his record to 7-4, and man, I hope we see more of him in the future. We've got one more fight from UAE Warriors 20, and this is a middleweight fight between Muhammad Karaki, who has a 9-1 record, taking on Giovanni Melillo, who has a 13-6 record. This one is an absolute war for the first 2 minutes, seeing both fighters land big shots and even get knocked down multiple times. Then we have this unfortunate situation happen. Take a look.
For all you. Do you think we're going to go to 2nd round? Heck no. Oh, yeah.
Now, hang on, before you grab your pitchforks and attack anyone, let's go back. Giovanni accidentally pokes Muhammad's eye in this sequence, but notice his back is to the ref, Frank Trigg, who has no way to see that. Muhammad tried to call for a timeout, and in doing so, turned his back before Frank could notice what was even happening. Muhammad was stretched off, and I couldn't find an update on him, and this is just truly an unfortunate situation, and just a reminder that the ref is the only one that can stop the fight, and you gotta protect yourself at all times. Next up, we are going to the Road to World Warriors Fighting Championship Pride LV1 event. That's a tongue twister. This is an amateur middleweight fight between Vlad Mastak and Dennis Cernat, both of which are making their amateur debut. We are just only 1 minute into this fight, and here we go. Now, let's appreciate this perfectly placed knee from Vlad to get the win in this fight in just under a minute, but this is another scary situation because Dennis is severely hurt from this. Unfortunately, we don't have another angle, so it's hard to tell exactly where this knee lands to the head, but Dennis was down for almost 5 whole minutes, and they ended up having to do chest compressions to make him come to. Thankfully, he did get up and is fine, and I don't want to take away from the fantastic debut Vlad had with this knee, but this is part of the territory when it comes to MMA. Still going, we've got the Runda X DWM Fight Night in Poland for one fight. This is a flyweight main event that sees David Romanski in the blue shorts with a 3-1 record, going against Sergey Litvinov in the yellow shorts, and he has a 4-3 record. Another first round finish, and this one is pretty brutal. Dear Lord, we sadly only have this one angle, but the power behind this right hook from Romanski just flatlines Sergey, and so hard that his head bounces off the canvas. What an insane knockout that improves his record to 4-1, and hopefully we can see him on a larger stage in the near future. We've got one more fight this week, and it is at Naciones MMA 2 event in Monterrey, Mexico. Here we have a featherweight main event between Teo Londono, sitting at a 5-0 record, taking on Alejandro Flores, who has an 18-3 record. Just 2 minutes in, and we get to witness a devastating sequence, so check it out.
Pasó por una tormenta, ya pasó por un golpazo, ya fue a la lona. Cuidado porque trabaja bien el cuerpo. Gallito Flores con las rodillas de derecha. Lo manda a la lona. Apaguen la luz y vámonos.
Oh yeah, Flores puts the heat on with body shots, followed by a flying knee, followed by a 1-2, and finished off with a single right to end this fight. Absolutely crazy sequence put on by Flores as he gets the knockout, improves his record to 19-3, and hopefully we can see more of him in the future. Once again, thank you to the legend Caposa for helping us compile these lists every single week. Please go give him a follow on his Twitter at Grabaka_Hitman, and you can also support him on his Patreon at patreon.com/Caposa. We also have to thank all of these great organizations for hosting these events week in and week out, and to the fighters, winners, and losers, and we will see you all on the next video. Peace!